Hey everybody, this is Frankie Abbruzzino with the Uncensored Report. And this time I want to talk about those precious snowflakes out there, the safety pin generation that's going crazy right now. They're going crazy over the rejection at the ballot box, over the rejection of the responsibilities. They might actually have to get out and work or do something. It's crazy. But I'm talking about these kids that think everything is for free. Things cost money, but they just don't get it. My kids don't get it. And when you provide free things like in a socialist utopia, it costs others. Other people have to come in and support you. And that's why a lot of people win with Donald Trump, because they think he's got it. And one of the biggest issues, and a lot of Democrats get upset because when you say Obamacare and repeal or whatever, they get so touchy about it. And I believe there's a lot of aspects that are good, but there's too many that are bad, and it's bad all around. It's killing people with premiums, deductibles. I'm in the business, I know. He's vowed to take Obamacare and get rid of a lot of the federal mandates. These regulations, mandates are killing people. Obama is one of the most heavily regulated people out there in terms of passing regulations. It's amazing how much he's put out there. And what this does in this industry is it's jacked up prices. And you can ask anybody. This isn't no longer a right or left issue. This is factual. The rates are through the roof. Mine are through the roof now. And what he wants to do is go out there and try to preserve the popular provisions of that Orwellian affordable plan, which is one I don't really mind is existing conditions, but don't make everybody else pay for it. Charge them a higher premium. It makes sense. I get that. But the other one I'm a little confused about is the mandate that requires employer-based health plans to cover employees' kids up to 26 years old. And what is this doing? I mean, you look at it, 26 years old. I was out of the house and living on my own essentially at 18. At one point at 16. And if you ever wonder why we have a nation of dependents out there, this is it. They drooled. They drool at stuff like this. They're crybabies. You go to college campuses. I went to New College. My daughter was accepted there, and I'm like, you're not going here. With the safety rooms, the safe space. It was incredible. They're out there. They're bawling their eyes out because Hillary lost. Big deal. Move on. It's over. Trump realizes that added cost that comes with these mandates. And he realizes some of the mandates, like this 26-year-old thing, is what most establishment Republicans want. So he's resigned to keeping it. And once the feds hand out candy to the kids, these cradle-to-grave entitlement crybabies, it's almost impossible to take it back, and they want it. But the question is who's going to pay for these unfunded government mandates? And it's going to be us, the working class, that are going to be forced and face the burden. And that's a shame. Like I said, it should be just like I think if you got a pre-existing. If you got a kid that's 26, you pay extra premiums. Don't force it on me. There's no slacker left behind mentality with these provisions have resulted in wage reductions. They came out, they looked at the numbers, and the employer-based insurance coverage basically resulted in $1,200 a year reduction in pay in wages for workforces, whether or not they had a child. Because with Obamacare is really weird. Everybody has to pay into it. A 60-year-old woman has to get insurance in case she gets pregnant, regardless of the fact if she can or can't get pregnant. Childless working people are subsidizing the workers who have these kids that are 26 years old, sitting in front playing video games, watching reality TV instead of going out there and working. When my kids turned 16, actually 15, I said, you need to get out there and get a job. You need to see what it's like. I'm not always going to be here. It's that slacker mandate. It's resulted in an overall increase in our healthcare costs. And they say that aspect alone accounts for 1 to 3%. When it was adopted back in 2010, I don't know if people realize this, there were some 20 other states that had legislation requiring insurance to cover these big kids. And some, I found out with this research, went up to the age of 31, which is just pure craziness. In Wisconsin, the slacker mandate covered not only the adult children, but the children of those children if they were in single parent homes. And Obamacare has a lot of expensive mandates that they pass out to everybody instead of saying, hey, we're increasing your premiums. Hey, you're trying to get pregnant, we're going to increase your premiums. Think about it. And what they're doing is this whole thing, the Obamacare and all this other stuff, has essentially sabotaged the private individual market out there. For health insurance, it's basically leaving young, healthy people with fewer choices, higher premiums, higher deductibles. The quality of care has gone down the drain. The solution is not more mandates. The solution is more competition, less mandates, just like with the regulations. Regulations aren't the solution. They burden people, and that's why a lot of businesses have left. They're over-regulated. Think about it. And they say it's working. Obama's White House come on, they keep bragging about the slacker mandate. It says it's increased in coverage to 3 million people, but has it? It's funny that in this article I was reading, it said that that's Common Core cooked math, and that the numbers are inflated because it's counting adults on Medicaid and other government-assisted programs. Think about it. Roughly 5% of the people younger than 26 have dropped out of the workforce, some of the analysis out there has stated. Why? Well, hey, that provision's in there. It's been implemented. I don't have to go work for health coverage. I can use my spare time to get out there. I can socialize. I can sit on Facebook. I can sleep. Who needs work? Who needs to be responsible? And you look at the hidden costs of this millennial mandate, the cultural consequences of it, all this free stuff. Detaching those guys from actually paying any bills. Think about it. The social sanctions have been eroded, and it's crazy. Decades of collective cuddling with our little pampered kids, and I'm just as bad with it with my snowflake girls. They can't handle rejection. You've seen it all with Hillary losing at the ballot box. They're all upset on tears, making up stories, threatening to kill themselves, wanting to kill everybody else. It's ridiculous. The new virtue, this throwing a tantrum until I get what I want. We got all these socialists out there stirring up troubles, communists with their safety pins. We want to show solidarity. We find out 70% of them didn't even vote. But that's the society we live in. The safety pins are also handy if you think about it. For the government, for holding up the government as they go out there and manufacture all these diapers for those safety pins for these big whiny ass babies out there. These overgrown dependents. Think about it. All right, this has been Frankie Abbruzzino with the Uncensored Report.